What is up? What is up, YouTube? Damn, it's cold in here, man. I might have to get up and close some doors or something. God dang, man. Dude, be careful what you ask for, because you might be in a position where you got to make some very hard decisions like this right here. Check this out, y'all. Y'all ready for this title? Tupac found alive in Cuba. With shocking info that may destroy Diddy and Jay-Z. So Tupac is found alive. I ain't gonna go there. It may have some shocking info that will destroy both of them. That's this video that somebody asked me to do. So I ain't gonna say no names. We just gonna get busy. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Come back to realization. We gonna go up to Delaware tomorrow, man. I think I'm gonna leave around 3 o'clock. Get there like 4 in the morning or 5. I'm gonna see the sunrise on these buildings. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy. Yeah.
Is there a part of you that thinks it's time for me to get back in the studio, or you're in no rush to do that? Or are you waiting till the time is right for you?
Yeah, I think.
Because we can't use the word retirement for you.
Yeah. No, I already did that. I can't do that ever again. I would say I want to make music, but it has to be something important. I don't want to just make a bunch of tunes.
For Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his
what?
And then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z.
Somebody said Tupac is coming back this year and stuff. Well, I've been back. You know, as far as
the digital world just witnessed something that shouldn't be possible.
What?
Social media platforms are literally melting under the sheer weight of a single name, Tupac Shakur. Not as a memory, not as a tribute, but as a living, breathing hurricane about to tear through 2 decades of carefully constructed scandal you've ever witnessed. Forget Hollywood meltdowns. What's happening right now makes everything else look like playground gossip. Because the whispers aren't just claiming that hip-hop's most legendary figure survived his Vegas shooting, they're screaming that he's been plotting revenge from Cuban exile for nearly 30 years. The hashtags tell the whole story. Hashtag Diddy exposed. And hashtag Jay-Z secrets aren't just trending, they're dominating every feed, crushing Kardashian coverage and celebrity divorces like digital tsunamis. Twitter's servers are struggling. TikTok is flooded with shaky videos. Instagram has become a battleground of conspiracy theorists and skeptics throwing evidence back and forth like grenades. But this isn't just another internet phenomenon. This is different. This is dangerous because the claims aren't coming from random accounts or attention-seeking trolls. They're emerging from industry insiders, former bodyguards, and people who actually knew the players in this deadly game. Veterans of the hip-hop wars are breaking decades of silence, whispering about Cuban safe houses, protection, and evidence that could obliterate 2 of music's biggest empires. The central claim is nuclear in its simplicity. Tupac Shakur didn't die in 1996. He disappeared. He strategically vanished into the shadows, protected by Fidel Castro's higher-ups, gathering ammunition against the enemies who tried to eliminate him. And now with Jay-Z and Diddy more vulnerable than they've ever been, he's allegedly prepared to detonate 3 decades of carefully guarded secrets. The question that keeps industry executives awake at night isn't whether this is true, it's what happens to hip-hop's power structure if the world believes it's true. Because in the court of public opinion, belief is often more powerful than facts. The Cuba theory isn't just random speculation. It's built on family connections that run deeper than most people realize. Tupac's aunt, Assata Shakur, has been living in a Cuban asylum since 1984, after escaping from a New Jersey prison. She was a legendary figure in the Black Liberation Army and the Black Panthers, exactly the kind of refugee that Castro's government loved to protect as a middle finger to American authorities.
Instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's down, bad whitey, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, I mean, we've been slighted and we want ours.
Think about the timeline. September 1996. Tupac gets shot in Vegas. The official story says he dies 6 days later, but conspiracy theorists point to disturbing gaps in the narrative. Nobody except hospital staff and his mother ever saw him after the shooting. The coroner's report mysteriously contradicted his known height. The funeral worker who allegedly handled his cremation vanished without a trace immediately afterward. Former security operatives have been whispering for years about late-night flights to Caribbean islands, about body doubles used to complete the illusion, about Fidel Castro himself offering sanctuary to America's most dangerous rapper. The logistics weren't impossible. Castro had been thumbing his nose at Washington for decades by harboring American fugitives as political dissidents.
Not real. I've laid out the facts for you, America. It's time to spread the truth. Wake up, America.
It's time to spread the truth.
But here's what makes this theory genuinely terrifying for certain people. If Tupac did survive, he wasn't just hiding, he was preparing. 30 years of exile would have given him unprecedented access to Cuban intelligence networks, international connections, and most importantly, time to build an airtight case against everyone who betrayed him. Imagine the strategic advantage. The entire world believes you're dead, so your enemies get comfortable. They make mistakes. They brag about things they shouldn't. They build empires on the foundation of your alleged murk while you're quietly documenting every crime, every betrayal, every secret that could destroy them decades later. The Cuba connection transforms Tupac from a murk victim into something far more dangerous, a ghost with secret protection, international resources, and nearly 3 decades of carefully collected evidence against the people who thought they had permanently silenced hip-hop's most dangerous truth-teller. If Castro's government really did offer sanctuary, then Tupac wouldn't just be alive, he'd be untouchable, funded, and furiously motivated to settle every score from beyond the grave. Even those closest to the heart of hip-hop's greatest mystery have stoked the flames of the Tupac and Cuba theory. Suge Knight himself, the one person who sat beside Tupac the night that he was shot, has never fully accepted the official story. In interviews from prison, Suge has mused that nothing about Tupac's death felt final. He's recalled their last moments together, noting that Tupac was lucid, joking, and far from the image of a man nearing the end. Suge's notorious line, "With Pac you never know," it continues to haunt the culture. He would later remark on TV that if anyone would have staged his own exit, it was Tupac.
Oh, is Pac dead? Is Pac alive? I'm the wrong facts. But I tell you this, if you try to find a person who cremated Tupac, after he supposed cremated Tupac, he retired and vanished into the sun, into the sunset.
And it wasn't just in hushed circles or cryptic lyrics. The idea slipped into mainstream media as well. On more than one occasion, talk show hosts and television personalities have let speculation fly, commenting on air about sightings, uncanny lookalikes, or the unlikelihood of so many coincidences surrounding Tupac's supposed death. The fact that these slip-ups happened live, on platforms with millions watching, only fueled the sense that some puzzle pieces aren't meant to fit together by accident.
Tupac Shakur didn't actually die in '96 and is still alive and well. Suge Jr. has been posted.
Among the fan community, these mounting oddities are seen as more than happenstance. Taken together, the open-ended comments by Suge, the TV host blunders, the coroner's mysterious report, and Tupac's own lyrics predicting his death, followers insist this can't be mere coincidence. In the swirling storm of rumors and legends, every slip, every ambiguous clue is another reason why Tupac's presence continues to feel uncannily alive. But the
hold up, man, this is wait a minute, y'all playing with my mind for real? So it could be true. I don't know, man. Y'all ain't putting nothing over Uncle Mike's eyes, but it could be true. I didn't know that the coroner actually, they got footage of Tupac getting in the back of a vehicle, and you know when they said that he's supposed to have been dead and all this stuff. Man, I don't know, dog.
The real terror haunting industry boardrooms isn't just social media buzz. It's the alleged existence of physical evidence so devastating that its mere mention sends legal teams into panic mode. We're talking about a forbidden manuscript, a comprehensive dossier that conspiracy theorists claim has been locked away in Cuban vaults for nearly 3 decades. This isn't random speculation. Former CIA operatives and intelligence insiders have been quietly suggesting that Castro's regime didn't just offer Tupac sanctuary. They helped him compile what amounts to the most dangerous document in music history. A detailed expose that names names, documents crimes, and connects dots that powerful people have spent billions trying to keep disconnected.
So do you believe that Tupac's alive and well? Supposedly he's in Cuba working on new material.
Industry veterans whisper about chapters detailing financial laundering schemes, systematic artist exploitation, violence coordination, and cover-up operations that reach far beyond hip-hop into mainstream entertainment and international business. The manuscript allegedly reads like a criminal encyclopedia, with Tupac serving as both victim and investigative journalist who spent years documenting every betrayal. But documents can be dismissed as fabrications. Audio recordings, however, are different beasts entirely. Sources claim that Tupac secretly recorded dozens of private conversations throughout the mid-1990s, capturing Jay-Z and Diddy discussing everything from contract manipulation to violent retaliation against industry rivals.
You don't believe that?
Because I believe Tupac didn't die.
Really? You think Tupac's still alive? For real, for real?
Vlad believes everything he reads.
These aren't studio sessions or freestyle recordings. These are allegedly business meetings where criminal conspiracies were planned in explicit detail. Conversations about eliminating competitors, stealing publishing rights, intimidating witnesses, and coordinating with street-level enforcers to solve problems permanently. If these recordings exist and surface, they wouldn't just damage reputations, they'd provide prosecutors with smoking evidence for RICO cases. The audio quality doesn't even matter. Voice recognition technology has advanced so dramatically that even degraded recordings from decades ago can be forensically authenticated. Jay-Z's distinctive vocal patterns and Diddy's recognizable speech rhythms would be impossible to fake convincingly, especially with multiple recordings spanning several years. Current legal experts suggest that federal prosecutors are already aware of these potential evidence caches and have been quietly building cases designed to incorporate new materials if they surface. The timing couldn't be worse for both moguls. Diddy already faces racketeering charges while Jay-Z navigates multiple civil lawsuits and reputation management crisis. If Cuban intelligence really did help Tupac compile this evidence, then it wouldn't just be comprehensive, it would be professionally organized, legally admissible, and strategically devastating. Organization-backed intelligence gathering creates evidence that courts take seriously, especially when it involves American citizens allegedly committing crimes on international soil. The ultimate nightmare scenario? Tupac returns not as a rapper seeking revenge, but as a state-protected witness with government-validated evidence capable of triggering the largest criminal investigation in entertainment history.
Wow.
The timing of these Tupac resurrection claims is no coincidence. It's strategic psychological warfare, launched at an exact moment when both Jay-Z and Diddy are most vulnerable to additional scandals. Federal prosecutors have spent years building cases that suddenly look like incomplete puzzles, missing crucial pieces that only Tupac's alleged evidence could provide. Diddy's current legal nightmare reads like a criminal enterprise manual. Federal charges for racketeering, ST, and coercion that prosecutors compared to Jeffrey Epstein's operation. Seized evidence includes thousands of hours of recorded footage from infamous parties, financial records documenting exploitation, and testimony from witnesses who describe decades of industry-wide intimidation.
That was pot. I'm like, man, shut up and get you to the doctor.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious.
Jay-Z's situation is equally precarious.
Hey, there's a lot of information I didn't even know. I didn't even know you had talk show hosts and people like that. I didn't know that, saying that he may be alive. I thought it was just, internet gossip like type stuff. I didn't know it was this big, man. This is, hey, let's just keep going, man. This is kind of interesting right here.
Recent lawsuits have accused him of financial misconduct, contract manipulation, and complicity in covering up industry crimes. His carefully cultivated image as a reformed street hustler who built a legitimate business empire could be completely destroyed if recordings surface documenting his alleged involvement in criminal activity. Legal experts note that both cases suffer from missing link problems. Prosecutors can provide isolated incidents, but struggle to demonstrate long-term criminal enterprise coordination. Tupac's alleged recordings could provide exactly those missing connections, especially if they document business meetings where criminal strategies were planned years in advance. The federal investigation landscape has also shifted dramatically. Prosecutors now have advanced resources for analyzing decades-old evidence, international cooperation for accessing materials in foreign countries, and motivation to pursue high-profile cases that demonstrate justice system effectiveness. Intelligence sources suggest that federal agencies have been quietly monitoring Cuban government communications for exactly these kinds of intelligent opportunities. If Tupac's evidence really exists, and Cuban officials are considering releasing it, American prosecutors would likely know about it before social media conspiracy theorists. The perfect storm is complete. Two moguls facing serious criminal charges, federal prosecutors needing breakthrough evidence, international tensions creating intelligence opportunities, and social media generating public pressure for justice. Whether Tupac is alive or not, the legal vulnerability is absolutely real. But the most damning evidence for the Tupac survival theory comes from Suge Knight himself, the one person who was actually there when the bullets flew. And his prison testimony reveals disturbing inconsistencies that suggest something far more sinister than a random drive-by shooting. According to Suge's explosive testimony, the night of September 7, 1996, was orchestrated from multiple angles by people Tupac trusted. Snoop Dogg had mysteriously obtained one of Death Row's exclusive radio systems, military-grade communication devices that worked across the entire West Coast, from San Diego to Oregon. These radios were only distributed for specific security operations and were supposed to be returned immediately after use. Why would Snoop have kept one unless he needed to coordinate with someone about something specific? Warren G. later confirmed that Snoop was at his house watching the Tyson fight with his radio in hand. When the shots rang out in Vegas, witnesses heard Snoop say over the radio, "They got him." Not what happened or is everyone safe, but they got him, as if he was confirming a completed mission. Even more suspicious, Snoop had originally planned to attend the Vegas fight, but suddenly changed his mind, telling associates they were going to Louisville instead. Nate Dogg was even more explicit, saying he didn't have to be around those ends, and that as long as he wasn't standing next to Tupac or Suge, he don't have to worry about a stray bullet getting him. This wasn't coincidental nervousness. This was advanced knowledge of planned violence. Here's where the Jay-Z Diddy connections become absolutely terrifying. Federal court documents now reveal that Diddy allegedly offered $1 million to Dwayne "Keefy D" Davis for the hits on both Tupac and Suge Knight.
Apparently, there was supposed to be $1 million that Zip was supposed to bring back, but he ended up keeping the money and buying a nightclub with it.
That's what they'll be.
This wasn't random gang violence. This was a coordinated business decision designed to eliminate Death Row Records' biggest threat and clear the pathway for Bad Boy and Rockefeller's dominance. Jay-Z's career ascension tells the whole story. His debut album, Reasonable Doubt, dropped in 1996, the exact same year Tupac allegedly died. Within months of Tupac's disappearance, Jay-Z went from unknown Brooklyn hustler to industry powerhouse. Coincidence or calculated timing that removed the biggest obstacle to his rise? But here's what makes the current moment absolutely crucial. Both Jay-Z and Diddy are now legally vulnerable in ways they've never been before. Diddy faces federal racketeering charges, ST allegations, and witness tampering accusations. Jay-Z navigates multiple civil lawsuits and reputation management crises that have weakened his previously untouchable status. If the Cuban intelligence really did help Tupac compile comprehensive evidence against these industry titans, then it wouldn't just be amateur recordings. It would be professionally organized, legally admissible, and strategically devastating. Government-backed intelligence gathering creates evidence that courts take seriously, especially when it involves American citizens allegedly committing crimes on international soil. Even Suge Knight refuses to definitely confirm Tupac's death, repeatedly stating, "With Pac, you never know." Television hosts have accidentally let slip comments about sightings and survival theories during live broadcasts. Fans insist these can't be coincidences. There are too many inconsistencies, too many people acting like they know something the public doesn't. The ultimate nightmare scenario? Tupac returns not as a rapper seeking revenge, but as a state-protected witness with government-validated evidence capable of triggering the largest criminal investigation in entertainment history. But here's where the story transforms from conspiracy theory into cultural revolution. Whether Tupac is physically alive in Cuban exile or spiritually alive through the mounting evidence, Against his alleged illers, the impact on hip-hop's power structure is absolutely nuclear. Because this isn't just about one rapper's survival. It's about the exposure of decades of industry corruption, violence, and exploitation that has defined modern music. The federal investigation surrounding Diddy and Jay-Z already revealed disturbing patterns that extend far beyond personal feuds into organized criminal enterprise. Court documents detail intimidation, witness tampering, financial manipulation, and violence coordination that reads like a mafia operation disguised as a music label. If Tupac's alleged evidence surfaces, whether from Cuban government vaults or American intelligence archives, it could provide the missing pieces that transform individual prosecutions into industry-wide RICO cases.
We have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You know, you dressed up in jewels. Now America's...
Modern artists are already fighting for independence, forming their own labels, demanding ownership of master recordings, and using social media to bypass traditional gatekeepers. If Tupac emerges as the ultimate revolutionary elder, either physically or through posthumous evidence releases, he becomes the symbol that unites scattered resistance into coordinated rebellion against the entire system. The generational impact is staggering. Today's young artists grew up hearing stories about industry exploitation, but lacking proof of criminal activity. Tupac's alleged materials could provide exactly that proof, creating a smoking G moment that forces complete restructuring of how music is produced, distributed, and monetized. From major labels to streaming platforms, the entire infrastructure could face unprecedented scrutiny. But here's what makes this moment particularly dangerous for established powers. The climate is perfect for industry revolution. Social media has democratized information sharing. Younger generations demand transparency and accountability. And federal prosecutors are motivated to pursue high-profile cases that demonstrate justice system effectiveness. The combination of public pressure, technological capabilities, and legal resources creates conditions where even previously untouchable figures can be brought down. The ultimate question isn't whether Tupac is physically alive in Cuba, it's whether his spiritual presence and alleged evidence can trigger the cultural reckoning that hip-hop has needed for decades. If federal prosecutors really do possess comprehensive documentation of industry-wide criminal activity, then every powerful figure who built their empire on exploitation and violence suddenly faces existential threats.
I sat right here and told y'all there was activity on the darknet. Videos were being distributed and were going to be sold for profit because the diddler needs the money. Did I not say that?
Jay-Z and Diddy may be the most visible targets, but they're likely just the beginning. Record executives, entertainment lawyers, radio programmers, music journalists, even some artists who participated in or benefited from corruption could find themselves facing federal investigations. The music industry's longest-running open secret that success often requires complicity with criminal elements could finally be exposed with legal consequences. So we stand at the edge of something that feels bigger than any scandal of the past. Whether Tupac returns physically or spiritually, whether his evidence exists in Cuban vaults or federal databases, the impact on hip-hop culture is already undeniable. The question isn't if the reckoning will come, it's whether the industry will survive the truth that's finally emerging from decades of carefully maintained silence. Truth, as they say, has a way of surfacing when we least expect it. And in hip-hop, that truth might just arrive with Tupac Shakur's name attached to it one final time.
Is there a part of you that...
Wow. Shout out to and this. I don't know, man. After watching this video, I don't know, man. I didn't know they had so many people talking about he may be still alive. I heard Suge say it a couple of times, but you know, I man, he tripping. He just trying to keep hope alive. Rest in peace if the man did, but I can't see myself, to be honest, I can't see myself for 30 years just missing the world, living in a everybody think I'm dead, so everybody think I'm off. Can't say the word dead. I mean, you can't say the word. Everybody think I'm off, so I shouldn't. I can't go out and socialize with people and everything. I would miss all that. being on stage, doing my thing. That's what we dreamed of doing. I would miss all that. But Tupac is a different type person, man. He was like, damn, now that I'm here and got all this, you mean this what it don't faze him because he was there and did it before. So I don't know, man. I can't see somebody just faking their own. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm gonna get on up out of here. Hey, y'all take it light, take it slow. Let me know in the comments if you think Tupac is still alive or is he rest in peace. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.